Next stream. Hopefully that comes up on the YouTube.
I'm guessing you're going to watch the game later on as well.
Yeah, I might have to take a break after this one and then go back and watch that one as well. I think we're live.
You didn't try and. Are you going to stream both of them?
Maybe.
Because obviously later on's game, it especially should be interesting because if the US get a result, I think it more or less guarantees Wales are out.
Yeah, that was a really good game. We'll discuss that now. We are live. Let's see if I can see. We'll discuss that now. Waiting for Tom to show up because he's usually the only one in the chat.
Who's Tom?
He's someone. He's been here pretty much the entire time. Been to every stream so far.
Do you know Tom, or is he just?
I know him from Fraser's streams, to be honest.
Okay.
One of Fraser's watchers, but he's watched every single stream so far. Let me just send a link to the Discord.
We always like a loyal fan base.
Right, there we go. So that's now sent to the Discord. Hello, Tom. I'm here out in the cold. What, you're outside?
Maybe he's at work or something.
Possibly. It is quite early compared to the usual stream time.
You normally stream at like 7, don't you?
Yeah.
4. Yeah, 7.
So let's do the intro. Waiting for my bus. Yes. Okay. Well, welcome to the Watchalong Group A, Ecuador versus Netherlands, and with me I have my special guest Tyler. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Tyler.
You stream on Twitch, right?
Sometimes, yeah. It's just TYLH 3 hours.
I've put a link to Tyler's Twitch in the description if you want to go check him out whenever he streams. If he decides to.
Games I play. If
he decides to stream at some point, a guy getting notifications occasionally. He ignores me in the chat.
Well, no. This is the thing. I stream directly from Xbox, so I don't see the chat.
You can if you install the Twitch app on your phone.
Yeah,
you can see it there.
Then I have to sit with it open.
Yeah, I mean that's how I've done it when I've streamed it.
That's what I mean. Like, if you're watching or you're messaging me,
yeah,
good chance I've probably never even known.
Well, every time I've ever joined you've been opening FIFA packs. So
9 times out of 10, I don't even have my mic
on. So Tom, I just wanted to confirm. Can you hear Tyler at all? Is it all good?
9 times out of 10, I don't even have.
I think it's all good on my end.
Lovely, gorgeous voice.
Lovely, gorgeous voice of Tyler. Yeah.
It's also annoying because I don't have any earphones.
So we are going to be watching the. Can confirm I can hear Tyler. Good. Right. So we are watching Ecuador Netherlands, and we are going to go through pretty much all the fixtures up to this point. Although maybe we'll talk about that kind of at halftime and maybe after the game, but in detail. But
I mean, did you watch live the first match?
Yes. I streamed it.
The Qatar Ecuador.
Yeah, shocking game.
It was not great. Like, fucking what's it called? Ener Valencia putting a shift,
popping out from retirement, coming out of his wheelchair.
He's over at Fenerbahce, but my main knowledge of him was obviously his little stint at West Ham, which was not great.
Yeah, well, he joined Everton on loan as well for about 12 months as well. When he got chased off the pitch by the police. Do you not remember the time where he got chased off the pitch by the police because he hadn't paid his child benefit?
I do not. No,
oh my god! It's one of the best clips ever. He's playing for Ecuador, and then he's just gone. You just see him run down the. I think he gets sent off. He gets injured, and he gets taken down like the tunnel, and you just see the police run onto the pitch.
The odds are I've probably seen this clip and just never known it's him.
Yeah, I saw it on Twitter like 2 hours before the first game.
They should have posted it.
It's so good. Damn motorcyclists can't hear damn thing over headphones. That sucks, Tom. So I'm guessing you're on the way home, Tom, to watch the game. So before the game starts in a couple minutes, we're going to discuss first today's game, Iran versus Wales, which I've watched both games today so far. Iran versus Wales, Tyler. Have you seen Iran versus Wales?
No, I know about the 2 late goals and I know about the red card, but I've not seen anything on it.
My God, Wales were shit. Holy shit, they were bad.
Mean, that I could have guessed that one.
Well,
I did not expect much.
It was pretty much from the first 5 minutes you could tell Iran was going to be the better team during the performance. They just seemed to they just did a lot better recycling play. Hennessy in the mud. Yeah, Hennessy. I'm amazed the ref gave him a yellow at first. Like, he gave him a yellow, and then went to VAR and gave him the red because he misses the guy's face by an inch. Like,
I mean, I can't believe that Hennessy's playing. Like, I understand.
Well, Danny Ward's awful.
And he played at the Euros.
Yeah.
But what's his name? What's the Leicester keeper I'm trying to
Danny Ward.
Yeah, like he had a bit of a bad start to the season, but he's definitely come around.
I don't know. I don't trust him. I mean,
he's got like the third or fourth best saving stats in the Premier League this season.
Whilst it's unfortunate that thingy got sent, whilst it's unfortunate there was only like 9 men on the pitch when Ward was in goal. Remember that Hennessy had a clean sheet when he got sent off.
Yeah.
Ward conceded 2 goals in 3 minutes.
But that's not necessarily his fault.
I mean, the first goal, yeah, most of them not. The first one, maybe he could have saved it, but it was pinpoint. The first goal.
You've also got to think the second one, he's came on that late into the game, like he's not really had a time to settle himself.
No, and it's awful Wales defending in that game. It was really poor, and the second goal should not have happened. Like, the fact that Wales even allowed that goal to happen is awful. Like, they just gave Iran so much space and time. Like, Wales clearly were pushing to try and get an equaliser in the last couple of minutes. The ball just ends up at the Iranian attack, and they just get basically a free goal. Like, just lets them have it.
They probably gave up at that point.
Like, 99th minute. Like, what are you doing? You need to defend to the last minute. Wales have done at the very least.
That's the first goal. The second one's like 90 plus 11.
Is it 90 plus 11? Fucking hell. I thought it was 97 for 99.
Sky Sports, it was like 90 plus 8 for the first one and then 90 plus 11 for the second.
Maybe you're right. I was watching at work. It's 90 plus 11.
The red card's something like 80 something minute, isn't it?
Yeah, 86. Yeah. That was a specific moment because there's Iran hit the post twice as well in this game. Like, back to back.
This is the thing, like, but before the World Cup, my expectation was that Wales were going to come bottom.
We have kick-off, by the way. Kick-off now.
If you look at all Wales' best players, they're either out on loan because they're not good enough for their main clubs, or they're near retirement. Gareth Bale, Aaron Ramsey.
Yeah, they got a couple. I mean, Joe Rodon. You have Joe Rodon. I mean, you have a couple like interesting young players coming through, but I mean,
like
their core.
The only one I can think of is maybe Ethan Ampadu.
Well, they have Brennan Johnson at Forest, who's probably Forest's best player this season.
Yeah, but I mean, that's not saying much based on their season.
I mean, Nico Williams is a good fullback. I mean, you've got Joe Rodon at centre back is okay.
Shipped off to Rennes, wasn't it? Or Nice
from Spurs, yeah. From Spurs. I mean, he's not Spurs level, I don't think, after watching him a few times. I don't think he's Spurs level.
He's top of the championship level, I'd say.
Is Ake starting? Yeah, he is. Left centre back. They're playing a 3-4-1-2, I think, Netherlands are playing. Same as last game.
That's what they played in the last game.
Yeah, with Gakpo behind the two.
That I don't get. I thought you would have wanted to play Gakpo in the front two and then played someone like Depay behind.
Well, I mean, Depay didn't play the last game, did he, at all?
No, but that's because he's coming back from injury. That's why he didn't start.
Yeah, but they had like Wout Weghorst on the bench, which they didn't use.
They played Janssen. I could not believe it.
Yeah, Gakpo's in strike. They got Klaassen on, sorry, in behind the strikers. Got Bergwijn and Gakpo in strike. But I mean, Dali Blind at left mid / left wing back. But left mid, left wing back for Dali Blind, 34-year-old Dali Blind.
Man United legend.
Absolutely, like absolute scenes. Matthias de Ligt on the bench as well. Stefan de Vrij on the bench.
That's understandable. Did you not see his comments after the first match?
Yeah, I mean, he was bad as well. I thought he was quite bad.
So he basically... The thing is, I understand saying you're not the greatest at a position. That's fair enough. But the way he's saying it and the timing, it kind of seems like you're criticising the tactics of like, well, why are we playing this way?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'm not surprised to see him dropped.
Anyway, Qatar finally scored. Yeah, I know. I fucking wasn't in the room when they scored. I was fucking pissed.
Qatar
I
scored
was,
too.
Senegal. Senegal won 3-1 today.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
It went 2-0 up, and then 2-1, 3-1. I mean, Qatar were bad again. Maybe not as bad as against Ecuador. I thought maybe there was a couple chances they had, but I mean that goal.
I don't know why people had expected a lot. Everyone was like, "Oh, they spent 6 months together," and it's like, "Yeah, but for 6 months they haven't played any club football."
Yeah, but also is the fact that they are the Asian champions. They won the Asian Cup.
But people already said that was a surprise that even happened.
Yeah, true. But I mean, when you consider like South Korea, Japan, and Iran, and Australia are in that competition with them, all of them have played better than them this competition. It's surprising that, like, I mean, especially like Japan and South Korea, who I thought played quite well so far.
Yeah, but it also depends on what was their run to that Asian final. Because I have a feeling that they probably didn't play Korea or Japan. Or if they played Korea, it was a Korea without Heung-min Son.
Who's down? Was that Koopmeiner?
Not Koopmeiners. He didn't even play last match, did he? Well, he came on quite late.
Yeah, didn't they have... Was it Berghaus? Berghaus was on, wasn't
he?
With De Jong.
And De Jong.
Yeah, they got Koopmeiners on today.
They took Berghaus off for Koopmeiners and like quite late.
Yeah, I think they're starting Koopmeiners. Maybe they're... Oh, no, it's... it's an Ecuadorian. I don't know why I thought it was a Dutch player. It's Preciado, the right wing back. He's down.
See, I'm not that knowledgeable in Ecuador. The main players I can think of is Valencia. I can think of Estupiñán.
Estupiñán, the left.
Preciado.
Yeah, pretty much the Brighton trio and Valencia is what everyone knows.
I mean, it's not the best Valencia we've ever had, but...
Well, yeah, he's what, 33?
What, Enner Valencia?
Yeah, 33 now?
Something like that.
Does Tyler support a Prem team? Tyler supports Manchester United because he's a glory hunter.
I'm not really. What glory am I hunting?
I mean, you supported them when they were good. They're bad now.
I will
Yikes.
say that. It's off topic, but have you seen the takeover rumors?
Yes, I have. I'm surprised. I mean, how good it would be if you got sold is one thing, but
have you seen the options of who's interested?
I heard the Saudis said something about it.
There was a Saudi guy interested.
Yeah.
He was like, well, I think he's the richest man in the world currently.
Yeah. Don't tell him my team.
Amazon's interested. Apple's interested.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if some big kind of names come through. I wouldn't be surprised if Jim Ratcliffe tries to buy him.
No. He said he's interested because he's a United fan.
Jim Ratcliffe?
Yeah.
I think he would be the one to buy you.
He's United. He's the one who back in, I think it was August, he asked about the availability of United, and at the time
1-0 Netherlands.
They weren't interested in selling.
1-0 Netherlands.
Who scored?
It is. Is that Gakpo? It's Gakpo. Gakpo's got another one. Gakpo's got another one, boys. 1-0 Netherlands after 6 minutes.
I was looking on Twitter earlier and I saw someone, there's a woman, I don't know if she was Dutch or just anyone, but she thought that Netherlands should be favourites to win.
I think, honestly, after watching them, I reckon they're my third favourite. Honestly.
No, I
third or fourth.
Unless they improve up top, I reckon at best quarters. Maybe semis, depending on who they get in the
I don't know. Van Gaal is such a good tournament manager.
Oh, no, don't get me wrong. Van Gaal's the only reason that I'm even holding them up there. Otherwise, I'd probably have them at round of 16 quarter.
Damn, I left to look where my bus is. I missed
England
a goal.
Better,
Yeah.
I think Spain are better. I think France are better.
I think the only two teams that I've watched who are better than the Netherlands so far, I think, well, at least based on their defending, because defence always wins you the international trophies, and there's no one better than them.
On the team.
Yeah, and the only teams I thought who would be better in defence than them so far are Brazil, because Thiago Silva, it doesn't age, and... Oh, yes, the scoreline, of course. Thank you, Tom. And Spain. Spain were fucking immense. I think Spain's my favourite to win now. I think it's between... Just realised I've got Netherlands and Ecuador around the wrong way.
But then think of it this way, okay? You've got an England team with something to prove here, who still have Kyle Walker and James Maddison that come back from injury.
Yeah.
You've got France, who not only are they still kind of... A lot of those players are quite fresh to the setup, so they're only going to get better, really.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you've also got Olivier Giroud up top for France, who's now equal scorer with Thierry Henry. Like, that's going to be a massive motivation for France to really power drive into you.
But France are missing an entire midfield, and
not necessarily.
Did you see? Have you seen the video from Football Daily about France that they uploaded a couple of days ago, when they were talking about missing Benzema, and they were talking about the tackle and interception numbers of the defenders, right? And they were saying Tchouaméni.
They had like 6 per game, didn't
they? Yeah, Tchouaméni and Rabiot had Tchouaméni had 7, Rabiot had 6, but Upamecano had 7 in that game as centre back.
Okay, but you've also got to remember...
Now, look how much traffic that must be feeling through the France team. And I remember thinking Australia were actually cutting through them a lot easier than they should do.
They were, but you've got to factor into that. Okay, one, they played a left-back who is bombing up the field, so their centre-backs having to play 2 roles at that point.
Yeah.
And second of all, they were a goal down, which means they're playing even more attacking and out of system than usual.
That's true, but surely...
Because it was quite an early goal, which means they can afford to go all-out attack and try and get one back before half-time.
Yeah, but the case is that Theo Hernandez now will be playing left-back the rest of the tournament, most likely. Right? So that will always be there. Because
yeah, but that's fine. He can defend. I'm just saying, based on the position... Because when he came on, was it 0-0 still at that point? I think it was still 0-0, and he was defending okay. And
was it 0-0 or 1-0 to Australia at that point? Was Australia winning by that point?
They scored. I think it was 20-something minute they scored.
Yeah, maybe. I think he did come on before that.
And I think he got injured like the 8th minute or something like that.
I think he came on when I got my drink. Yeah, so yeah, I think he did come on beforehand. Unless I'm remembering it wrong, because I was drinking at the time.
I'm pretty sure it was very early, but even then the goal was. Not luck, but it wasn't your average goal.
What, the Australian one?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because they're not very good.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, it's a goal that they're not going to be conceding or nearly conceding something like that every match.
Oh, they actually stopped play. Okay. I thought they were going to let them go on then.
I mean, my favourites for the tournament is England. England's up there right now, but I need to see them play a big team to see how they perform there.
Well, I think the United States game is going to be really important for that one because they're such a different team.
But I still wouldn't say it's a big team.
Well, because the main criticism of England has been that they're really difficult. They find it really hard to break down a sitting defense, which was Iran. Iran is a sitting defense, very deep block, 5-4-1. They played against us, or was a 4-5-1. Sat back and absorbed, and we scored 6.
It makes a difference.
Yeah, and we scored 6 against them, right? But we conceded 2 goals in that game. At least, although one of them was a penalty, and the other one was just one moment of...
One was a penalty, and it can be said that we should have also had a penalty that we wasn't given.
Yeah, and really, the goal we conceded the first one was just Maguire just going to sleep. Like, he just goes to sleep.
I'm not going to criticise Maguire. He had a great game.
He had a great game other than that. And he was really unfortunate not to win the penalty. But that's the thing, right? It's the fine margin. It's the fine margins, right?
Yeah.
With Maguire, and it's just that one moment he goes to sleep a little bit, doesn't track the run as fast as he should do, and they get in and score. But by that point, we'd already scored. What was it, 4? By that point, by the time they scored the first one, and it doesn't matter that much at that point. So it's like you can forgive them for that. But America is not a sit-back defense team. America is pace and press. They pace and press you.
Remember, it depends on who you're playing. Against someone like England, who you've just seen score 6 goals, they might be a sit-back defend team.
Argentina got given the same way as Maguire. Yeah.
To even beat a Wales team who have just lost 2-0 to Iran. You're going to start asking questions of themselves.
Yeah, but that's the thing, is because Iran plays so differently to America, I think, and also Wales were really bad in the first half, and America should definitely have had a goal more than what they had. They should have had a goal more. They really should have maybe even got 3.
I'm pretty sure the Wales goal was a penalty.
Yes, it was Gareth
Bell,
Bale. Yeah,
wasn't it?
yeah. Although Wales should have also had a goal in the second half, that wasn't a penalty because Kiefer Moore was unbelievable in that game. America did really good in the first half because the way that they played, right, was with Weah, Pulisic.
The Weah run was incredible.
Yeah, it's just they used. I mean, Weah constantly in the first half as well would be bombing down the wing. Like he would go down the wing from his position, receive the long ball, hold up play, and then pass it along and move. Basically, the attack would then start moving around and pulling the Wales defense apart by using their pace because they're all fast. And that is something that we don't know how England will respond. We now know how England will respond in a team with a steep block because we've seen it against Iran. We know how they'll respond. How effective it will be, who knows? But we know how they're going to respond. But how they're going to respond to the press, I don't know. How they're going to respond to an aggressive, pacey press is something we need to work out. And thankfully, it's America and not someone like Brazil that we're going to find out against.
What you're not factoring in, okay, is a lot of our defenders, especially fullbacks, Kieran Trippier, Luke Shaw, Walker, they're used to playing in teams who play quite a high line. Which means they should be used to having players trying to run in behind them.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're going to be a lot better in defence when Walker's back as well. If Walker plays in this game today,
I don't think he will. I think he's estimated to come back maybe for the third game.
Yeah, I think they might rest him. To be honest, I think they should.
Harry Kane's confirmed to play.
Yeah, I'm not. I actually don't know if Harry Kane's the best player to play.
No, I don't think we should. I think we should play Wilson. Give Harry Kane a bit of a rest, considering what happened. I know he might be able to play, but just guarantee it. Do you know what I mean?
Was also because I think Harry Kane will be a lot more effective against Wales than he will be against the United States. Because the thing that Wales did really good against the United States is that they used runners, and Kiefer Moore would run to the wing despite being a striker, like a tall build-up striker. He'd run into the wing, receive the ball, hold up play, and let someone else cross by passing it back.
I mean, it's because they've got Gareth Bale. Gareth Bale is quite,
but he was
he's
rubbish.
Like an inside forward, you know what I mean? Which means having a striker who can run to the wing is kind of just switching places during the match.
Yeah. Well, the thing that I think the formation that England should play is the front three should be most likely Rashford, Wilson, Saka. I think that's what we should go with. Press, pace.
I would say Foden.
Press, pace, fast behind. Well, the thing is, I think what your best opportunity will be against America is trying to get behind against Ream and Zimmerman, right? Because they're not very good defenders. They really struggled dealing with like players who are running at them and trying to beat them with the pace. They really struggled with that. When it came to the close, when America was like holding that lead, Wales would just push like Nico Williams really, really high, and they were beginning to struggle with that. Especially when Robinson and Dest push up the pitch. If you've got Rashford and Saka on those wings, it forces their fullbacks back. If you've got Foden, I don't think they stay back quite as much because he hasn't got the pace of a Rashford or Saka.
I feel like you need to out-create them is the issue. I think they're going to press you so much that you need players who are quite free-flowing, a Foden, a Grealish. Yeah,
I mean, the fact we have the options to bring those on if it doesn't work as well is really good.
I also think this is the game where you should rest some of the main players because even if we go for a draw, for example, we have to play the worst team in the group who are going to be desperate for a win, which means they're going to be over-attacking or whatnot. I feel like that's the smarter play.
Well, I would agree with you to some extent. However, the caveat is that we're talking about Wales, right? And Wales are not going to go into that game just going for a win, but they're going to go in for a win because it's England. Because that's what they want.
No, but they have to win that game to even potentially qualify.
Oh, yeah, but the thing is that regardless of how good we beat the United States, that Wales game will be hard. That Wales game will be difficult.
I'm just saying I feel like that should be our bigger focus because that should be easier and, you know, they're going to have more to lose.
I think America's going to be easier than Wales. I think America will be much easier.
I disagree.
Because the Scotland game in the Euros proved it as well, is that no matter how good England are, when England were at their best, which is the Euros, our best performance, Scotland drew with us 0-0.
Yeah, but I also think.
And what happened? And what happened is that simply that no matter how good England are, is that a team like Scotland or a team like Wales or a team like Ireland, solely out of like the historic value of the game you're playing, you cannot guarantee on quality we will beat Wales easily. No problem. If it was any other team like Wales, we would smack them easy. However, we're talking about Wales here. And the Wales players are going to do everything in their power to beat us. Most of those players may even be in this World Cup. All they're thinking of, they don't give a fuck about the Iran and America game. They don't care. All they want is to beat us in this game, especially after us beating them in the Euros when they got to semi-finals and we beat them after being 1-0 down. Euro 2016, we went 1-0 down and we won 2-1. In the 90th minute.
Group stage.
Yeah, it's the group stage again. This is a comeback. This is their attempt to right the wrong.
The difference is they're at the end of an era right now. That was peak Wales.
Yeah, I mean, I think in some ways they might be better and also worse in other areas compared to that team.
They've got a better all-round squad right now, but I mean, in terms of that was peak Gareth Bale, peak Aaron Ramsey.
Yeah, but I think it is. I think the intangible of how much you really, really want to beat a specific team can just make you turn it on. Because Scotland as well.
Yeah, Wales are missing their starting keeper.
Yeah, although
not only is that going to unsettle their system, but that's going to unsettle their defense.
I think that will have an impact, but I don't think it's as much. I don't think a keeper is as important as it looks like. I think Danny Ward would do pretty much everything Hennessy needs. Would have provided.
Okay, well, I mean, it's about trust. You know, are those centre backs going to feel reliable that if they make a mistake and the player gets past them, do they rely on Danny Ward to make that save the same way Wayne Hennessy has done for several tournaments?
Possibly. I think they probably will. But I think that won't even come to their head at some point in that game, especially if we score first. If we score, it will be 100% the hardest game we play that tournament. If we score in the first half.
The thing with England, it's all about needing early goals. I feel like every time we lose, it's when the game gets dragged out.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. I actually think we do better not scoring in the first half. Oh, Netherlands break? Okay, it's been taken out.
No, the only time I can think that would apply would be in the Croatia semi-final.
Well, look at the final of the Euros. We scored so early for sure that Southgate wasn't sure. Do we press Italy when they're going more attacking, or do we sit back? And we sat back.
I think that's the manager, not the team.
Yeah, but that's something you have to keep in mind because he will be the manager this entire tournament. Like
but
he will have to do that.
The fact that he's playing a 4-3-3 in a tournament shows that he's willing to adapt.
I think the 4-3-3 is more out of the fact that he hasn't got a very good midfield. Who's he going to play in that three?
Well, no, because if that was the case, he wouldn't have brought Calvin Phillips.
Well, yeah, he's brought that because he needs one. Because he can't bring Ward. He didn't bring Ward Prowse, did he? Ward Prowse isn't on the pitch.
Ward Prowse should not have won.
I mean, we kind of needed him.
An awful season.
He has, but we did kind of need him. Like, we don't have any midfielders. Like, that's the.
Ward Prowse is just a centre mid Kieran Trippier.
I mean, I don't know about that. Kieran Trippier's got more assets to him than.
But that's what I'm saying.
Than Ward Prowse.
Kieran Trippier offers everything Ward Prowse does plus more.
But this is the centre midfielders, right? Because I don't count Gallagher as a centre midfielder. Gallagher's not no, he's a cam. He's a cam and inside forward. He's like Foden but shit.
If you see where he plays for club, then I have to disagree with you. Like,
when does he defend? He doesn't defend.
A couple weeks back, Potter played him at right wing back.
Yeah, you can get away with it right wing back. There's less space to seed there. You don't. Why do you think you can get with Adama Traore at right wing back?
But that means Potter must at least trust him to be able to defend somewhat.
I mean, Potter played Sterling at left wing back at one point. You're not going to say to me that Sterling's a left mid. Yeah, like he does that because he can go, well, I can get chances out wide from these players. They're good creators. I'll put them out here. And the midfield will supplement and cover the space. Because he's still going to be playing Kante, Kovacic, who are much more defensively sound in that position because they're actual centre midfielders. The only actual centre midfielders, Mason Mount, you can make a case for that because Mount does press and he does defend and he will do something. But you couldn't play Mason Mount deeper in a double pivot. It wouldn't work. He doesn't do enough defending work.
That's
why even Jude Bellingham in a double pivot, I don't think his defensive stats are good enough to work fully in a defensive pivot. Luckily,
it depends on the rest of your team. You got to remember, last in the Euros, he played him 2-man midfield, but that was because of the wing backs.
Yeah, because he played two defensive midfielders to cover the space.
I reckon a 3-man midfield with like Bellingham plus 2 defensive mids would work.
But the thing is, what he's actually picked in terms of actual like midfielders who could defend, he's got Rice, Bellingham, who are clearly his two, right? That's his two midfielders.
Eric Dyer can slot in like late in the game.
Oh, I mean that would be rough if we put Eric Dyer. So
no,
yeah.
But I mean, all right. Let's say a game where we're 3-1 up here, 3-1 up, 70th minute. Eric Dyer can play 20 minutes of defensive mid if he's got someone like Rice alongside him.
If anything, I would actually prefer if we put someone like Stones. Or
White.
Maguire
could put a shift in at defensive mid.
I actually think Benjamin White would actually do really good there. I think he'd do really good in front of it.
Benjamin White can play defensive mid. He did for a good while.
Yeah, I think Ben White really pretty is our third choice CDM.
Ben White is our utility player. He's our fullback cover, our centre back cover, our defensive mid cover.
Yeah. I closed it.
Back, who do we have? We have Shaw. We have Trippier as backup.
Ooh, that was close. Shaw, Trippier, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And even then, like right now, we don't have a right back cover until Walker comes in.
Well, we got Trent.
We got Ben White.
We got Trent.
Oh yeah.
I forget. Yeah, I also forgot to look at the squad that we got Trent. And Ben White can play right back. Ben White has played right back this season.
That's what I'm saying though. Like,
go on.
It depends on the system because if you put Ben White there, you're getting no attacking threat really down the right.
Yeah, but you can.
Trent there, do you trust the defender?
I mean, Ben White can do. He's a good passer, and I think you could do a lopsided.
But I mean, look at how our team played. Look how well Trippier and Shaw played against Iran.
Yeah, but they play
want Ben White making those runs? No.
Yeah, but Arsenal does a thing where they do that lopsided kind of system at the back, right? So they keep Ben White back, left wing back goes bombing, or goes into the midfield, and then the midfield push out.
All the time.
You're doing it England Watchalong as well, Brandon? Yes.
If you watched Arsenal against Liverpool, they played a back four of Gabriel, Saliba. It was Ben White at right back and Tomiyasu at left back.
Yeah. Which
all defensive centre backs.
Yeah, because that means they could actually put on 2 centre mids.
Yeah, and they played Thomas Partey as well.
Oh yeah, you need 5. The basis of formation is 5-5. For the 5 defence, 5 forwards. You don't because that's how everyone else plays. Yeah, you need to have 5 back.
Xhaka, who I get is a bit of both, but
I think Xhaka's greatest assets obviously are in attack. Really,
is his passing?
His deep progression. He's so good, right? But he's also a fucking meathead, and he's stupid, and he does try to defend, but he's a problem. I mean, had to ask, as you said, you was unsure if you were going to watch it or not. Yeah, I will be watching England USA. Unfortunately, it means I'll probably miss Fraser's stream if he streams today. I think he is. But I can't miss England USA. I can't miss that game.
Unfortunately, England's got to come before
England comes before Bros. Brexit FC comes before Bros.
Exactly. Get Sean Dyche in the post.
Sean Dyche for England. Another chance for Ecuador. God save the king.
Did you see in the Iran game? Fucking half of our team sang "God Save the Queen."
Yeah.
It's like I don't know if they're doing it on purpose or they just don't.
I think it's a mistake. I think a lot of them mistake it because a lot of them have been singing it for years as well. They've been singing it for years. Even I occasionally when I've sang it in my head, I still say Queen. Queen.
Tell me this: why have you sang it?
That's a joke. I have a TikTok account, but I've made no content for it, and I was thinking of making some content for it, and I made some, but it wasn't very good.
I'm surprised you don't post clips of your streams on there.
I haven't got any clips to show. Yeah, they'd be used to saying the Queen. Yeah, exactly.
Goes in, you need to have a really excessive celebration. like way over the top. Yeah, whenever like a goal, you got to make it seem like, wow, that goal won the final.
Yeah, I mean, I would be just using the Richarlison pigeon. So
yeah, just keep using the Richarlison clip.
When I got a strike at bowling on Tuesday, that's what I did when I got a strike. I walked back up the aisle doing the pigeon.
What, doing the pigeon?
Yeah, I was doing the Richarlison pigeon.
What, the failed Everton striker?
Failed. Brazil's number 9.
Nearly relegated.
Bro, I mean that's not Richarlison's fault. that's Rafa's fault. That's not his fault.
That's part of it.
Richarlison was in an Everton team that came 8th once.
Everton are just not great.
Well, yeah, because we've had a really terrible. We probably had the worst recruitment.
I don't know, United.
Yeah, you haven't been in a relegation fight yet.
No, because we spend enough to not be.
Yeah, you're basically a much richer Everton.
Look at some of our signings over the last 10 years. Yeah, like Danny Blinn's doing great now, but what signing was that?
I mean, I think it made sense. I think like I want to say the Man United. I will say let's not just keep the Man United topic not too much because I actually want us to do a specific podcast on the Man United.
No, I know.
Did I actually tell you about the podcast that I want us to record, like a full-on podcast?
No, you just said you wanted to do a podcast and then no context.
So what we're going to be doing is I want us to talk about the worst Man United 11 of the 2010s. So
2010.
So me and 2010 2019, 2010 to 2019, and I want both of us are going to make an 11 and discuss who we think it should be.
But the issue with that though is I feel like it's all, maybe bar 1 or 2 players, it's all just going to be before 2013.
Or do you mean after?
No, before.
Before 2013? Are you joking? Yeah. Are you joking?
Oh, we won the league twice.
Yeah, I said worst.
Oh, worst. Sorry, I'm thinking best.
Worst. There's gonna be tons of players who are worst. Best is pretty easy.
All of it is gonna be like 2015, 2016.
The worst. I mean, there's some fucking shocking Man United signing. Also, I think bad signing, like worst Man United 11, can include players who are bad signings who aren't bad players. I think you could include that as an option.
What? So it can be a good player, but the signing just didn't work.
Yeah, like Wan-Bissaka. Like
that one did work for a year and a half.
A year and a half, but he cost £50 million, and you got a year's service out of him.
No, I think the number one example of good player bad signing is Eric Bailly.
Actually, Paul Pogba. Paul Pogba's probably the worst signing of all time.
Paul Pogba, you got good moments, Harold.
Yeah, but you paid a world record at the time, and he released him for a free.
Eric Bailly paid 30 mil for back when 30 mil was quite a lot. You remember, this is before the Neymar transfer.
Where'd you buy him from? Villarreal?
Villarreal, yeah. It was like 21, 22.
Yeah. I remember now. Yeah, because I remember you showing me a compilation of his best tackles in the 16-17 season.
He still is good. He's at Marseille this
It's just his injury, isn't it? He got injured too much.
Yeah, he's injured his back, like completely done his back in like 4 times in the last 5 years.
Yeah, I think that's a bit. It'd be unfair to put Bailly in there. I think you're looking at like.
That's what I'm saying, good player, but the signing just did not work.
Like in terms of like bad players at centre back, you'd be looking at like Marcus Rojo, shocking player.
Rojo was good for like a year or two.
Fucking awful. Nah, he was shit.
That's what I mean. But Bailly got maybe a couple months.
He
just got injured.
I think now we can all agree that Tuanzebe was just bad. He could have been good.
Signing, though, I don't think.
I think you can. I think you can. It's worst 11. It's worst 11 of Man United 2010.
He's still young though. He's only like 23.
Yeah, but for Man United, he's gone now, and you don't have him anymore.
Yeah, we still have him. He's on loan.
Oh, you still have him. Holy shit, that's even worse. That's even worse.
Yeah, last season, he went on loan to Villa for the first half, and then he went on loan to Napoli for the second half.
He's not like Foster Mensah. Like Foster Mensah felt like he could have been good and got unlucky with his injuries.
There's so many youngsters that it just disappoints me how excited I was. Foster Mensah is obviously one of the main names.
Foster Mensah, which is like peak, like that. Foster Mensah, when I think of him, I think of like 2016, 2018 Man United period when you emerged from the Van Gaal era into Mourinho, and there was a feeling that Man United were back.
Yeah, and he seemed like he was going to be a starting right back or a starting defensive
And
mid.
he was just... He just never caught on. He never caught on. Yeah,
so he can't be that bad.
he's good. I think he's a good player. I think it just never quite worked for him.
Yet again, injury problems.
Injury problems never quite worked. Man United are bad.
I think two that are upsetting for me is Cameron Borthwick Jackson.
Oh, the left back.
Yeah, who had you got to remember he played that amazing breakthrough season under I think it was Van Gaal's last, and he got voted our Young Player of the Year.
Yeah, I remember him being quite good actually.
And then he got loaned out to like Oldham.
Yeah. Also, who else would I say? I would say you have to put. I'll give one answer who will definitely be my team. I cannot see how Tyler will be able to disagree with me. Hands down, one of the worst signings Man United have ever made. Victor Valdez, goalkeeper.
I disagree.
Hands down, the worst goalkeeper you have ever signed. Cost so much in wage.
There's one thing that saves it.
What?
Free transfer.
Free transfer? Does not matter. His wages were shocking. He then got sent on loan to Standard de Liège and then got dropped by Standard de Liège. You signed him on a free and then proceeded to sign Sergio Romero to replace him a year later, but you couldn't sell him, so he was still there without a number.
Are you forgetting about his second loan?
Oh, wait, who else did he go to? Middlesbrough?
Yeah.
Was that when they got relegated?
No. It's when they got promoted. Sure.
Okay. And they got relegated with him in the team.
Do you know who I also remember from that Middlesbrough side?
Who's that?
Little Martin Braithwaite.
Yeah.
Signed from Toulouse.
Do you know who else? Alvaro Negredo. What a weird fucking player to be in that team. Alvaro Negredo.
Negredo at Man City. And I'm just like,
where for like 1 year for some reason he was just at the club. I don't know why they did that.
I still think if you were going to do a video on just on Prem signings, the worst ever, like last 10 years.
Yeah.
One has to be what's his name, Nolito.
Oh, Nolito! Holy shit! What an awful signing.
Bravo could probably be up there.
Braithwaite the goat.
What?
Braithwaite the goat. That's what Tom put in chat.
He's goat weight.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
He's at what's their name? I think he's at Espanyol now. He got let go in the summer. Like I think they mutually agreed or whatnot to leave.
By the way, I just went on to Middlesbrough 16-17. Someone's changed. The goalkeeper. So they had Dimitrios Konstantopoulos, the Greek goalkeeper. Then Darren Randolph, who I forgot was at Middlesbrough.
He's at West Ham. Huh?
Yeah, he's back at West Ham for like the fourth fucking spell. And
I swear he just goes there every other
he just goes there whenever he wants. And someone's changed Victor Valdez to Victor fucking Valdez. They've just changed it to Victor fucking Valdez. They've actually wrote that.
Maybe that's just Middlesbrough themselves.
Oh my god, it's so good. That's amazing. I mean, this is a shocking squad. Stuart Downing is still in the team. Patrick Bamford was in that Middlesbrough team.
Yeah, I think he joined from Chelsea, I'm pretty sure.
Adama Traore.
Yeah, I remember that. That's before he went to Villa. Oh, it might be before or after.
Just check the GOAT is at Espanyol. He's at is he not at Barcelona? Did he actually leave Barcelona?
No, they mutually agree. He either left on a free or they mutually agreed some of the wages in the summer.
Wow. Yeah, he does play for Espanyol. Holy shit.
It's the same as Titties at Lecce.
Oh yeah, I knew about that one. That was a weird one. That felt like some weird like accounting in the background.
It's a sad story of a signing.
What, just fucking horrific injuries continuously.
Fucking great at Lyon, World Cup winner, like starting alongside Varane, and then fucking shit.
Just injured all the time, just constantly injured. Everton tried to buy him to as well. Hey Tom, do you want
You
to?
know,
Do you want to?
he
Do you want
kept
the?
getting linked with us for like 30 mil, and everyone was like, "Yeah, excited." And then you see him get injured every season, and we're like, "Yeah, we're glad they didn't do that."
Tom, do you want the obligatory? Oh, they used to play for Everton. Player today. We didn't cover Netherlands last time. Davy Klaassen from Everton.
Yeah, that's what I remember him from. Going to you from Ajax.
We paid £25 million for Davy Klaassen. He played, I think, 12 games, and then we sold him for 12 million to Werder Bremen. The year after. The year after.
He went back to Ajax.
Yeah, and he went to Ajax like a year and a half later after that.
It's because I'm pretty sure Werder Bremen got relegated.
Gotta love former Evertonian. Exactly. It's the theme that every single team has like at least one former Evertonian.
It's an Everton battle. Enter Valencia against Klaassen.
What a fucking shocking battle that is. Jesus, 2 flops from basically the same year.
Drag it back a couple of years and you could have added Stecklenburg.
Jesus Christ. I mean, Stecklenburg wasn't too bad. Cost £1 million. We had him for 5 years.
If Stecklenburg wasn't bad, then Victor Valdez, great signing.
Stecklenburg played 40 games.
Not playing. He was like 36 and we had De Gea, who was like mid-20s.
Yeah, but the fact is, if Valdez was just a backup goalkeeper, my town's footy team has the rip-off of Adama Traore. That's immense.
You what?
Adama Traore, what, he, like, as he plays the same or looks the same? Because Adama Traore looks like a rugby player. If he plays the same, then what you mean is that it's a bloke who runs down the wing, goes past 5 people, and then kicks it into Rosette every single time he has the ball. Because that is Adama Traore's playing style.
Yeah.
His name is legit Adama Traore. Unbelievable.
It happens.
It's quite a common name, from what I can tell. Traore is an exceptionally common surname.
I think I fell over the bar. Oh.
Davy Klaassen, what is that cross? Oh my god, Davy Klaassen's bald now?
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that last time.
You'll be sad to know, I've actually got on FIFA, I have got a lovely 87 rated Davy Klaassen special. If only you could have gotten that at Everton.
I got, on the last FIFA, I had a Player of the Month Davy Klaassen 86 rated cam. For Ajax. Which he was so good, I benched him.
I saw you've been on FIFA 23 recently.
I played a little bit of career mode.
Did you pay for that?
What, FIFA 23?
Yeah.
Yeah, I bought it, yeah.
How much did you pay for that? Like 60?
I think it was like 54.
And you just don't play it?
No. What we got here? Damatrayor. Oh, Hull! Yeah, I know this guy. Hull? There's a guy at Hull called Adama Traore.
Is there? I don't think anyone ever pays attention to Hull.
Bruh. Yo, what the fuck? Why are you dissing on Kingston upon Hull? You getting mauled by the Tigers. Mauled by the Tigers. You getting mauled by the Tigers.
The only thing I can thank Hull for is developing my youth from centre mid on Football Manager.
Oh, well, I mean, that's just fucking great, isn't it? Shout out to Hull. Shout out to Phil Brown singing at half, singing at full time. That was a great clip. Do you remember have you seen the clip where Phil Brown does a speech at like his team talk on the pitch at half time?
Yeah, where he fucking
and he has them all in a circle, and then Jimmy Bullard, the legend, scores, and then does a celebration of it as well.
Didn't they carry on to just lose that match like even more?
I think so. Yeah. Also, I want to correct us on the Victor Valdez comment. Man United actually released him to Middlesbrough.
Is it not alone?
Nope.
Yeah, so you didn't pay anything.
You, I believe, paid his contract off so he would leave.
Look, alright. Worse things have happened.
He then joined Middlesbrough for a single season. They got relegated. He retired at the age of 35.
I don't see your GOAT disrespecting your club online, alright?
I mean, who's Everton's GOAT?
Wayne Rooney.
If you're talking about Andy van der Meij, then yeah.
No, if we actually were trying to figure out who's your GOAT, I'd say either what's his name? Duncan Ferguson.
Well, the greatest of all time, Everton's greatest of all time, has been dead for like 50 years.
Well, yeah, no, I'm basing it off
Prem?
recency bias because I
mean,
know.
Even in Prem terms, the greatest player in Everton's modern
Tim
history,
Cahill, Stephen Pienaar.
I would say Everton's greatest modern player, like who played in the Premier League. You're probably talking Tim Cahill.
Yeah, I'd reckon so.
Probably Tim Cahill. I love Tim Cahill. I think he summed up the Moyes era more than anyone. I think he is exactly.
You know a funny little joke?
And he was there for his entire time.
On FIFA, they released World Cup heroes.
Yeah.
And there's one of Tim Cahill, and he's an MLS player, but they just got him in an Everton shirt.
Oh yeah, when he was at New York Red Bulls.
Yeah, but he's in it's an MLS card, but he's in an Everton shirt. It just doesn't make sense.
They were like, we got to get an MLS legend. Fuck, who's been there? Who played there? Who's not Landon Donovan? Fuck.
No, I'll have you know, they've got Donovan, they've got Dempsey.
Well, yeah, you have to have Donovan and Dempsey because they're literally the only American footballers that anyone knows who played in the MLS. Alexi Lalas, he had one tournament. He had one tournament.
Well, he still had a fucking legend on FIFA in like FIFA 15, 16.
Like, when you think of the MLS, right, all of the young
Tim Howard.
They're pretty much just getting started, their league. Like, they're only just kind of getting to the point where they're generating young talent.
I'd say Tim Howard, Brad Friedel.
Yeah, but Brad Friedel basically didn't play in the MLS, like, ever. He played for right at the start of his career.
No, but I'm
was he Columbus?
Rather than MLS.
Was he
You've got
Columbus Crew? Brad Friedel.
Yeah, what about him?
Was that where he played?
Who?
Brad Friedel. Did he play Columbus Crew?
I do not know.
I can't remember where he played him. He played in the MLS when he was a teenager.
I know Columbus Crew currently have I think his name's Hernandez, Chucho Hernandez. They got from Watford. It's a bit of a general.
Wow!
Knowledge.
Holy shit! Brad Friedel was. By the time Brad Friedel came to the Premier League, he was 26.
Oh, yeah, I don't think he was young.
Well, his first Premier club, like he was like a professional footballer, he was 24. At Brøndby, of all people, in Denmark.
Brøndby?
He started at Brøndby, didn't play for them. Then he went to Galatasaray for a season. And then
little journeyman.
They went to Columbus Crew for a single season. Then Liverpool for 3 years. Blackburn.
I don't remember him at Liverpool.
That's still in the 90s we're talking about here. Still in the 90s. 97 to 2000.
All I remember of Brad Friedel is
Blackburn.
Spurs and Aston Villa.
I wouldn't be leaving for a can of Coke at halftime as I'm on the bus. Oh my god. We've broken a trend. We've broken the trend of Tom leaving for get a Coke. What are you going to do at halftime? You're going to have to just sit here.
He's just going to pretend to get a can of Coke. He's going to have to keep it going, so he's just going to have to prepare himself.
But he left Liverpool in 2000, joined Blackburn, which obviously is when he's well known for. Blackburn to 2008.
Yeah. Did he not? Did he win? Was he at Blackburn when they won the league? Or no.
Nah, a couple of years after.
No.
It's Tim Flowers as their main goalkeeper when they win the league. I think they have Shay Given as well when they win the league. Is that Shay Given? Who was a backup?
Shay Given, Aston Villa and Newcastle legend. Did he go Man City?
He went to Man City when he was 36.
And did he play at Liverpool?
No. He was at Newcastle, City, Villa, and then he finished at Stoke.
Bloody Stoke.
I have a Pepsi bottle in my bag, all good. Yes. The trend. I have got a can of Coke somewhere. I don't know where it is though. I've got Lucozade today.
Is this guy hacking or something? I do not understand.
But I want you to guess, Tyler. What age was Brad Friedel when he retired from Spurs in 2015?
I know it was 40 plus.
Yeah, because I think he holds the record for the oldest outfield player in the Prem.
I have a feeling.
Oh, oldest player in the Prem,
like
sorry.
46,
Not
45.
not oldest outfield, because I think that's Teddy Sheringham still.
What, in the Prem?
In the Prem, yeah. I think Teddy Sheringham's the oldest outfield player. At 42, I think he was when he played outside for West Ham.
I feel like that got broken.
Who played past 42 in the Prem?
I don't
Outfield.
know.
But Brad Friedel was 44 when he just turned 44 when he retired. In 2015.
Well,
So Brad Friedel was at Spurs when Pochettino was there. Right? Poch was manager of Spurs in his second season when Brad Friedel... No, sorry, his first season when Friedel retired. That's how long Brad Friedel was around.
No, the oldest ever Prem player was John Burridge.
Playing the Prem?
Yeah, he was in 1995. He played for Man City. He was 43 years old and 5 months.
An outfield player, yeah? 43?
I don't know. It just says oldest player.
Fucking hell. Because Brad Friedel was 43 when he played for Spurs.
I mean, the oldest in the Prem currently is Thiago Silva.
He's 38, right?
Yeah, he is now.
Yeah. Ronaldo's the oldest and youngest player to score for Portugal. I heard that because he's been around for so long.
Well, yeah,
you got to
think I don't know about his debut, but he appeared in Euro 2004.
I wouldn't have been surprised if Zlatan, if he did come back to Sweden's national team, if he would have held the record if he actually came back, because he definitely would have scored.
How old is Zlatan now?
41?
Yeah, he is.
I believe he's still playing for Milan.
Yeah, I'm pretty
barely.
sure he's injured.
Barely playing, because he's always injured.
Well, I mean, he's
Half-time?
tried, and he's made a difference.
Half-time, Netherlands 1, Ecuador 0, and Ecuador haven't been as bad as I thought they'd be, to be honest, but I think Netherlands are going to win this comfortably.
You see, when it comes to countries that I don't have an allegiance to, so anyone but England, I have to just think carefully. How does this affect my FIFA team?
I'm not sure that's the best way to think about it.
Well, I mean, I have to benefit somehow. Because on FIFA currently, they have Path to Glories, so they're upgradable cards based on the World Cup performance.
Right.
My dilemma is I have one for Ecuador and one for Netherlands.
All right.
I'm kind of in a lose-lose situation here of who to support. I'd probably say I want Ecuador to win, just because I'm confident that Netherlands would beat Qatar.
I would want...
Because if Ecuador win, then surely Ecuador and Netherlands are the two to go through.
Well, top of that group plays second, I believe, in our group. Second in that group plays us if we win the group. So surely you'd want...
No, I want Ecuador to beat Netherlands, and then Netherlands will slap Qatar, which means Netherlands will come first and Ecuador will come second.
I think between Ecuador and Senegal, I could go with either, to be honest.
Because right now, I think... Senegal won 3-1, yeah?
Yeah.
So right now, Ecuador are above Senegal on +1 goal difference, I'm pretty sure. Senegal should be on 0, Ecuador should be on +1, because they scored 2 in the first game.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So, say Ecuador win 1-0, Netherlands would still be on like a +1, which means they'd still be above Senegal, and Ecuador would be on a plus goal difference to Senegal and 3 points ahead, but then Netherlands have to play Qatar.
Okay, makes sense.
And Ecuador got to play Senegal, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I suppose, yeah.
I think while it's half-time, do you not think it's worth us making our predictions for the groups? It's a bit late, it probably should have been done before the competition.
We certainly could do that. Yeah. I'm back, had a sip of my Pepsi. Observing tradition. So, okay, let me get the groups up.
Obviously, we're one game in, so it can be a team bit biased or.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think other than there's been a couple like giant killings, obviously, but I actually don't think the groups actually look any different to what I thought they'd look like. In many
Not
ways,
massively different, no.
Just gonna get the FIFA's like official group looking thing. Okay,
I'm
with
just
that.
on Sky Sports looking at the tables.
So Group A, I think top Netherlands, obviously, and I think second's gonna be Senegal. Between the two,
I have a feeling that Ecuador could get one over Senegal.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised by that. I wouldn't be surprised, but
Because think of it this way, okay? Let's say this Netherlands Ecuador game finishes 1-0, and then Ecuador and Senegal go and finish 0-0. Ecuador go through, which means Senegals are the one who are going to have to bring it to them.
yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't know. Senegal has so much more talent than Ecuador.
Yeah,
Senegal's so much better.
And they seem like they have no attacking threat really.
Yeah, I mean, but they have some. They still have Saar. Like Saar's gonna cause problems.
Like, the fact that against Netherlands they didn't even look close. Like that Netherlands Senegal game was awful.
It was bad. It was bad.
It was 80 minutes of just slugfest of just midfield.
Yeah, but I think that's because of the way Van Gaal plays. I think that's kind of what he wanted to happen. I think he tried
That's what I mean.
to do
They
that.
have a good enough defense to hold up, but they don't really like. Who are they playing up top? What, Dia?
Yeah, Dia, and they've got the game today. They played the player from Bristol City. What's his name?
Who?
Oh, what's his name? At least he was at Bristol City. I'm pretty sure he's still there.
Well, no,
Mostly.
Who?
Let me get him up. I'll say the name. I can't say his name very well. At least I think it's his name. I think it's him. Oh, where is it? What is his name? It was, at least I think he played for City. Someone at work was asking about who was playing for Senegal.
Let me Google the Senegal team.
Oh shit! I was meant to click that. I know who it is. I'll tell you who it is. Okay, I got him. It's Diédiou. Yeah, he was at City until 2021. He plays for Alanyaspor now. Senegal striker. Did he score in this game? I think he scored against Qatar.
I know who you are. I know who you're on about. Yeah, but he's not great.
And that's what I know about him. But I know he played today.
I'm looking at their team right now. Okay.
Yeah.
I like Nicholas Jackson, the young forward. He's interesting.
Right.
I don't know if you know who that is.
No.
He's at Villarreal. He's only 21.
Right.
He's quite Mane-esque without the actual skill.
Yeah. I mean,
they've got Diatta.
Nah.
He's not been amazing at Monaco, but he's got some skill there.
I'm not a big fan, to be quite honest. I'm not a big fan of a lot of their players, but I think like
I'm looking at their team, and all I'm seeing is defender, and then even midfielders is defensive midfielder.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing with Netherlands is that not Netherlands, Senegal. Sorry, I'm reading the fucking thing I had.
They just
Senegal.
have no forward.
Senegal are such an old side. They're relying on players who've been there for years to keep them in this essentially. They've got this similar problem that I think Uruguay has.
What a shit.
Where I think they went through a golden generation of players in Senegal. They're all around the same age, if you know. It's like Koulibaly, Mane, Gay, Mendy.
Kyoto.
Like they're all around the same age.
But they have some younger players.
They have some younger ones, but they haven't been played.
They have Ismail Sarr.
Yeah, but they're not. I mean, other than Sarr, they don't get as many chances as these regular players because their level's not as good.
Diallo's played a bit at Leverkusen.
Yeah,
Leverkusen, Leipzig.
Yeah, but at Senegal level, he hasn't played that much compared to some of these players.
They've been playing Kyoto at centre back.
Exactly. And I think it's
even they
down to the
Jacobs convert from Germany.
I think they are. I think Senegal's kind of nervous about transitioning from the old guard away from it. But if this old guard, if there's one thing they can do, is that they are good at winning tournaments. They're good in a knockout. They're good at grinding out results. It's why they won AFCON, the most recent AFCON. They got to the final a couple of years ago. Yeah, but they held it on. They held on against a Salah Egypt. Like, they were able to hold the defense. Like, and that's something that they can keep. They can grind it out. They can get a goal, right? Senegal can maybe get a goal occasionally, but what they can do is they can defend behind the ball. They can hold play. And at knockout tournaments, that means that Senegal can go into a game, try and get one goal. If it doesn't work, sit behind the ball and go for penalties.
I mean, you
just go for penalties.
But the fact that they conceded to Qatar isn't exactly,
Yeah, but they also scored 3. They also scored 3.
Yeah, but the fact that Ecuador could hold off Qatar.
Yeah, but Ecuador also very laid back in that game, and I think Senegal, whilst Qatar did score, I don't think they offered much really at all. I think that it's once again it's one of those things where it's a one-off moment where they did manage to get through and get one, but I didn't think they were that good against Senegal. Senegal, I think, has been. Ecuador and Senegal have been around the same level this tournament. I'm not sure. I wouldn't really mind either of them playing England, to be quite honest. I think either of them, England would be able to run over pretty much.
I think Ecuador is the better team there. I think they've got better team unity, better manager.
They certainly have an interesting way of playing, Ecuador. I like the way they play. But
I'm quite a big fan of Plata.
Yeah.
Like I followed him for a couple of years when he was at Sporting, and obviously he's only on. I think he's only on loan at Valladolid, I think.
Yeah.
But he's only 20, 21.
So anyway, our final predictions were, I went Netherlands, Senegal, and you went Netherlands, Ecuador.
Yeah.
Okay. So next one, is Group B, England's group, classic. I think both are going to agree that England are going to come first, obviously, in that one.
Yeah.
Second place. What do you think?
I think America.
Who do you think America? I think Iran.
I think Iran will come third. I think Wales will come bottom.
I think Iran's going to come second in this group. And the reason I think that, it might change based on this game that's coming up between England and the USA.
You've got to remember, okay, do you think Iran can beat America?
Yes.
Because that's the last game.
People write off Iran because we beat them 6-2. Right?
No, I didn't write off Iran. I think Iran are good, and I like Taremi.
I think the one thing you need to keep in mind with Iran is that, one, they're number 20 in the world. Iran are number 20 in the world, ranking-wise. I think they're the highest Asian nation in the world. Iran. We are in a tough group.
I feel like South Korea are higher than them.
Well, Japan's below them, which I think was surprising when I learned that. I thought that was surprising.
Yeah, but Japan have performed quite poorly in Asia tournaments.
Yeah, although they've always been good at, the World Cup.
I mean, I remember 17-year-old me sitting there watching the Japan-Belgium game in the World Cup 2018.
No, Iran's higher.
What's Korea?
South Korea is number 28. Japan is number 24. Iran number 20.
It could just be a case of recent form.
But keep in mind that in our group, USA is number 16, Wales number 19, Iran number 20. So all three of them are really close together.
But the issue with that, though, is that Wales are shit.
Yeah, but that's the thing, is that Iran were able to comfortably beat them.
European bias.
I think Iran comfortably beat Wales. It wasn't just... it was comfortable performance. It was perfectly good. And I think that people write off Iran because of how easily England beat them. But Iran did get 2 goals. Iran are extremely good defensively in many ways.
You're forgetting something, though. They're missing their main keeper.
Yeah, I actually don't think that made a difference in this game. I actually think Hosseini was actually really good.
2 goals before he came
on. Hosseini was actually really, really good against Wales. I thought he was a really solid player.
Their style of play, I think, goes off their keeper because he's got the longest kick or the longest throw.
Yeah, but I think they adapted. That's why they had a different formation against Wales. They played differently.
No, I'm not saying they can't do anything, but it's definitely gonna. You're used to playing one way, and all of a sudden you've now got to play differently. It's not going to help.
Yeah, and I think USA, if there's one thing USA would struggle against, I think it is the direct nature of how Iran play. I think the directness of the passing, like Taremi's movement would cause so many problems with Tim Ream and Zimmerman.
Well, yeah, a Champions League level striker.
And Iran, for years and years and years and years, exceptionally good defensive unit, hard to beat. It's just been thrown off because England just demolished them. Like, just absolutely demolished them. And I think that maybe we're underrating England.
We do have to factor in a lot of the stuff that's going on in Iran right now.
Yeah. Yeah, and maybe, I mean, in the first game, maybe you would have thought that's probably made them worse. But in this game, I thought maybe...
You saw in the England match, they refused to sing the national anthem.
They sung it against Wales, by the way. They did sing it.
I think it was the manager or one of the players spoke out about it.
Yeah. But I think that, I think that does actually spur you on. I think that actually
that's what I'm saying. It can go either way. It can motivate you. It can bring you down.
I wouldn't be surprised if America comes second, but I have a feeling that Iran's going to come second.
It also depends on today's game, though, okay? Because assume we beat America. That then puts USA onto 1 point and Iran onto 3.
Yeah.
So Iran have the advantage. All they need is a win or a draw. But I don't know. I just have a feeling that USA can do it.
They could. I wouldn't be surprised. I think Wales are out there.
Tyler Adams, Brendan Harrison, Christian Pulisic. I don't know who do the US play up top right now. It's not Alton.
It's Weah, Pulisic.
But Weah plays on the right.
I can't remember who it was they had up front because Weah slipped into the middle halfway through the game essentially.
Yeah, he's like an inside forward.
It was. I'll know who it is when I see them. I'll be like, oh yeah, of course it's them.
Brendan Harrison even played.
He came off the bench. Josh Sargent. That was it. Because he was shit.
To my knowledge, he's not at Norwich, is he? Like he's on loan somewhere, isn't he?
No, he is at Norwich.
He's playing. I heard he was having a good season.
Yeah, at Norwich.
I thought he was on loan somewhere. I don't think anyone could have a good season at Norwich.
No, because they're third. Yeah, because he scored on the 12th of November against Middlesbrough when they lost. But once again, Josh Sargent isn't very good.
He's okay, but he's
championship quality, right?
I don't know.
I think he's carried by Weah and Pulisic in that front line. Because I'm a big fan of Weah. I think Timothy Weah is possibly one of the best young players.
I'm disappointed by Weah. I always thought he'd be better than he is.
I think he's been a bit unlucky. I think he's gone to the wrong clubs as well. I think he's joined the wrong teams.
Well, because who is he at? Is he still at what are they called? It's not Nice.
Can't confirm. Where is it? Can't confirm Sargent's at Norwich. Yeah. I think Josh Sargent is possibly one of the worst signings. Weah
still at Lille?
Weah is still at Lille, yeah.
So he's been there for like 5-6 years now.
This is his 4th season.
Who was he at before that?
PSG.
Oh yeah.
Because I remember him being a really exciting talent when he was coming through at PSG.
I always forget he came from PSG. I just remember him at Lille at like 17 years old.
But he's played 26 times for the United States at the age of 22.
Who else are you going to play?
Josh Sargent.
You're playing both.
What I thought was really weird was that Gio Reyna didn't play. I thought that was really strange. Because I don't think he was injured. I think he just didn't play him.
Or maybe they're just saving him.
I thought maybe it was just due to their structure.
Sure he has had injury issues this season.
Yeah, I mean he's always been injured to be fair, but he's had Depay's on. Depay's come on.
This is the other issue as well. You said Netherlands are going to get quite far. When your by far best goal scorer can't even start games because of his fitness and his injury.
Yeah. Did Tyler acknowledge McKennie's hair? What did you think about McKennie's Barnet?
I haven't seen it.
Google it. It is shocking.
I haven't watched the USA games.
Fuck me, it is shocking. Actually, I'll send you a picture of it. I'll send you McKennie's hair. It is.
Actually, that's wrong. I watched the first half of USA and Wales because I saw the Wales goal. The USA goal.
Look at this absolutely shocking Barnet.
You're gonna have to bear with me.
I'm gonna send it to you on Discord. Hold on.
Let me have a gander.
I'll send it to you.
100%.
There you go.
Lord. What the fuck is that? Why? Is it like covering the whole top, or is it just?
No, it's just that. It's just that strand.
He's just a Paul Pogba wannabe.
It's shocking. It's one of the worst. It's one of the worst bonnets I've ever seen.
Only Paul Pogba can rock off to some random coloured stripe in his head.
It's
when he got linked to Man City and then he comes back to United with like a fucking big blue stripe in his hair. And then not only that, he then goes and smashes Man City in the next derby.
Yeah.
It's iconic.
So our agreement there is we believe. England.
I'm not set on second place. It could be either.
I think England, Iran, and Tyler thinks England, USA. So Group C: Argentina, Saudi Arabia, Mexico, Poland. What do you think of this one? First place for this group is going to be. I think it's a tough group.
It should be Argentina, but like, what if they drop another performance like that?
I actually think that the top is going to be Mexico. I think Mexico is going to win the group.
Tell me this: how are you going to start Otamendi over Martinez?
I have absolutely no idea how they did that. I couldn't believe it when they released the squads. I couldn't believe that Otamendi first he was in the squad and then started.
Bias, but when Martinez, not only has he been debatably one of the best centre backs so far this season, but when you look at United's defending stats for like clears and tackles, well not tackles, but for clears and just defensive pressures, he is clear at the top.
Yeah, I was really shocked.
The reason he's not top of tackles is because of a man called Casemiro.
Yeah, I mean, I was really shocked by it. I thought it was bizarre that he.
I can slightly understand.
Is that a goal for Ecuador? Goal for Ecuador?
See, they heard me talking at.
Hey.
They heard me say that I've got.
Who scored that? Is that Valencia?
Is he not injured?
I don't know. I don't know who that was.
I heard that he was going to miss the rest of the group stage due to his injury in the first game.
That looks like Enner Valencia to me.
You should know. You're the Everton fan. He's your greatest player.
He's fucking shit. Yeah, Enner Valencia scored. Enner Valencia has scored. 1-1. Netherlands, Ecuador. Game on, boys. Game on. Van Dijk looks so fucking annoyed. I thought Valencia's third, isn't it?
I know. I love watching Van Dijk get beat because it's just like
he looks.
It's such a cunty, just ego-filled way of defending.
Because he's so smug, right? Former Evertonian, yeah.
Defend with my aura.
Valencia, former Evertonian scoring. Evertonians are leading the goal scoring charts this World Cup so far.
Imagine they pop up in the stream. They're just like, yeah, Enner Valencia, formerly of Everton.
Good it's a rebound. He's onside. Ake's kept him on. Ake's kept him on as well. Ake's kept him on.
In the first match against Qatar, the commentators clearly don't know anything about the players because they kept going, Enner Valencia, formerly of West Ham. And it's like, not once they mention his current club.
Yeah, for, who's he playing? Fenerbahce, yeah. I was trying to think, is it Beşiktaş? It was one of the Turkish teams.
He's been quite good at Fenerbahce.
Been there for like 3 years now.
Something along them lines.
Yeah. But anyway, so I thought Mexico top of the group.
No, Mexico are dead.
Really?
They have no number 9.
So?
Did you not see their attack against Poland? Like, all they had was the wings. Yeah,
but sometimes that can get you through a tournament. That can get you through. I thought they had.
I don't think it will because I don't think Lozano's prolific enough.
I mean, I think this group is shocking. Change score, Brandon. God damn it.
It's 3 teams that should do well, 1 team that should do shit, and it's just gone the complete reverse.
I actually am unsure if Saudi Arabia qualify. I'm actually genuinely shocked. Thank you, Tom, for telling me, by the way.
Do, but I think that's for different reasons. I don't know. Part of me thinks that Argentina, like you'd be wrong to just say that they shouldn't go through.
I think it's Mexico, Argentina. I think Mexico first, Argentina second. I think that's my prediction.
I've got a small feeling, and this sounds dodgy a bit, I don't know which order.
Mm.
It could be Argentina and Saudi Arabia go through.
I always tell you to switch it. Yeah, you do, Tom. I always forget. I can't because I haven't got two screens, right? So I don't see the score. I don't see my own stream while streaming. So unless I decide to look at it to make sure it's still working, I forget about it completely. I only check it like once every 10, 15 minutes just to make sure it's still working because I forget that I'm actually streaming sometimes. That is shocking.
Be alright. See, now Ecuador need to get another one and it finishes 2-1.
So I've gone Mexico, Argentina. What are you going to go with?
I feel like I'd be stupid not to go Argentina first, and I'm going to go Saudi Arabia second.
Saudi Arabia second. So you think Saudi Arabia is going to get a
a
point or a win out of Poland?
I have a feeling they might drag out a draw against both.
Because if Saudi Arabia win against Poland, I believe they're through.
Well, I think they can get a draw, and then Argentina can win the 2 games, and then I think if they draw against Poland or Mexico, that doesn't guarantee them through, but it's a fucking long way.
Yeah, true.
Because they'll be on 4 points then, and Mexico and Thingy would be on like 2.
Right, next group: France, Australia, Denmark, Tunisia. Did you watch the Tunisia-Denmark game? Tunisia-Denmark.
I watched 20 minutes and then I turned it off because, and then I'm very glad I turned it off.
I will say it's the most entertaining 0-0 I've seen in a long time. I thought Tunisia.
Well, I kept seeing. I remember when I was watching, and I kept.
BRB one stop till my stop. All right, no worries, Tom.
And the Cornelius header off the post. I don't know how he's not scored there.
I thought in that game Tunisia was so much better than I thought they were going to be, and I felt like they were unlucky not to scrape a win out of that. To be honest, I thought Tunisia really ran Denmark ragged in that game. Denmark began to work into it. Denmark began to work into the game as it went on, but Tunisia, especially from out the gate, Tunisia really on them, and I think Denmark got a bit lucky that Tunisia's passing just at the last second, a bit like South Korea against Uruguay, which we'll get onto. Just the last pass just kept letting them down. Like they just weren't clinical. They weren't finishing the chances that they were beginning to create, and that let Tunisia down because I think they could have got the win there. Go on. So what were you going to say?
I just think I don't know if Denmark have a prolific enough number 9.
Denmark, because they played what's his name? It's Kov something, and it's like Skov Larsen or something like that.
Skov Olsen?
Yeah, Skov Olsen. He played up front with Dolberg in that game. I thought they both looked fine. I thought they were fine players in the game, but nothing world beating.
Skov Olsen's not a number 9. He's nowhere near. He's a winger or wing back of anything.
Yeah.
And Dolberg's played, I think it's like 40 minutes this season.
Yeah, but the thing is, they do have Poulsen on the bench, although he's gotten worse as years have gone on.
Are you sure they have Poulsen on the bench?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
I don't know if they do.
I'm pretty sure he was on the bench.
You might want to look into that because their sub was Cornelius. It wasn't Poulsen.
Yeah, I don't think they played him. I don't think they brought him on.
I don't think he's in the team.
I'm sure I remember seeing him in there. Might be wrong. Let me check. Yusuf Poulsen. Yusuf Poulsen, yeah. Number 20.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Cornelius came on, but they didn't bring him on. They didn't bring on Poulsen. They had Braithwaite on the bench as well. Braithwaite was also on the bench.
Go for it. That's why they didn't win.
They had Braithwaite and Poulsen on the bench, brought on Cornelius. They brought on Damsgaard.
I don't know why you'd bring on Cornelius.
But the main thing I thought was that in Tunisia, the only player who's Tunisian I could even name was Wabi Kazri, and he didn't even play in this game.
I can't remember his name, but there is a centre-back that plays for French league team. But what's their name? They've got a midfielder called like Lefay. I have to get back to you on that one. I do not know the name of the team.
I thought that Tunisia just worked really well as a team in that game. Who's just been booked there?
I mean, I expected Denmark to easily win that game.
Yeah, I thought Denmark were worse than expected and Tunisia were better. And that affects how I think this group's going to finish.
I still think it will go France, Denmark, Australia, Tunisia.
I think it's going to go France, Tunisia, Denmark, Australia. I think Tunisia might scrape it, but Denmark and Tunisia is really close. I've really struggled to pick between the two of them, the better team, because it was such an even performance. France are clearly going to win the group at this point. It'll take a major catastrophe not to get through, and that changes history.
There is the history behind it.
Yeah, it changes history if they do it. But I can't see them having any problems, to be quite honest.
History that they started, let's not forget.
Yeah.
Well, what's the next group then?
So next group. So sorry, what's our final? I said France, France, Tunisia. You're saying
France, Tunisia. I said France,
Denmark. Right. Group E: Spain, Costa Rica, Germany, Japan. The group of death.
The thing is, this all depends on that Spain-Germany match.
Honestly, I think it goes Spain, Japan. Spain, Japan, that order.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though, because if Germany can get a result in that Spain game, then it'll be Spain-Germany.
I
think it's Spain-Japan.
The thing is, I can't see Germany getting a result. I can't see it. I just cannot see how Germany gets anything from this game.
Is it the second match or is it the last match?
Spain, Germany.
Yeah.
Second. If it was the last, I think there was a chance. I think there was a chance it was the last game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Ooh!
Like, we've already got it wrapped up. They can rest.
Oh, crossbar! Ecuador just hit the crossbar.
I told you the prophecy. You didn't listen.
Well, I don't want them to win. I don't want them to win. It means we might have to play Netherlands. I don't want to play the fucking Netherlands.
No, because Netherlands are on 3 points, and then they got to play Qatar.
Yeah, but you never know.
They're gonna start stat padding. You're gonna see Cody Gakpo leave that match of like 7 man.
Oh, that's unfortunate. I can't believe he's not scored that. Is that Gakpo again?
Did the Netherlands hit the crossbar?
No, sorry, not Gakpo. I've meant Valencia, but it's not Valencia. It's not Valencia.
It might be Plata.
I don't know. I don't know. So I thought Spain, Japan. You think so? Who do you think? Jen, just think on top of the head. Do you think it is Spain?
I'm
obviously.
Say Spain, Japan.
Spain, Japan.
That first game.
And Germany are bad. They were bad at the World Cup. They were bad at the Euros. Let's not forget in the Euros they almost got knocked out by Hungary. In the last game, it came down to the last minute, down to the wire for Germany to get through, because that group was the group of death in the Euros as well.
But I mean, that was a defense of like Boateng and Hummel.
Yeah.
Did they stop at the World Cup?
I don't think Hummels played in that one. Hummels and Boateng was the World Cup.
If anything, it's more likely that Hummels played and Boateng didn't.
I think Boateng did play because it's Joachim Löw was still a manager, right, at the time in the Euros, and he was.
Yeah, I think he stepped down after the Euros.
Yeah, I think he was so reliant on Boateng to play, and I feel like he never wanted to drop him. Group F. I've got a pretty spicy one here because after watching these, Group F is Belgium, Canada, Morocco, Croatia. I want to hear your opinion first. Who you think the two is?
I think Belgium come top.
Yep.
Only because of that very lucky win yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would change my answer if they didn't get that, because I think they'll beat Morocco. And 6 points is easily enough, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think Canada second.
You know what? I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you that it's going to be Belgium, Canada.
I think that Croatia attack, just like what Kramaric isn't the player he used to be, Rebic isn't the player he used to be. Perisic, not only is he getting on now, but for the past 2-3 years, he's played a completely different role.
Yeah.
So he's not like I saw him play like he drifted into like Cam for most of the game, and it was like really like it felt like he doesn't know his positioning in the final third.
I also think that I think Croatia is the weakest in this group. By watching it, I thought Croatia was the weakest team.
No, Morocco is weak.
No, Morocco. I thought Morocco felt a bit perturbed not to have beaten Croatia on the day. I thought
because the difference
it was only Modric keeping Croatia in that. Modric was so important.
The difference is Croatia have at least got a few more players that are stand up.
I think you're forgetting how good some of the players at Morocco are.
I know they got Hakimi. I know they got Ziyech. I know they got Al-Nesri.
Right. They got Sofiane. They've got Sofiane Boufal.
Washed.
He's still a starter for them, I think.
Do they have Strakosha?
So let me tell you the back line for Morocco. This is the back four they have: Mazraoui at left back, Roman Saiss left centre back, Aguerd from West Ham at right centre back, Hakimi right back. That is a very good back four.
Alright, but then hear me out, okay?
Then you've got Hakim Ziyech, En-Nesyri, and Boufal as the front three.
Roman Saiss, 30 years old. It might even be older than that now. And on top of that, bad enough that Wolves didn't renew his contract, so he can't be as good as he was. Hakimi, used to playing in attacking systems. I don't know how he's going to work in that system. He's also a great player, but it might limit him. Mazraoui playing out of position. And on top of that, Mazraoui has not been great for Bayern. I've seen a lot of things saying that like the minutes that Pavard's played, because I think they've played similar minutes this season.
Yeah.
Pavard's been a much better.
I mean, Pavard's used to the system somewhat, so he will have an advantage.
Well, they're very different players. One's very defensive, one's very attacking.
Yeah, and Mazraoui is young.
Not as young as you think. He's like 24.
They're still young. He's got years in him still.
It's young, but I feel like when you say young, you think like 21 and under.
I'd still count Hakimi as young.
Yeah, but Hakimi came through quite late.
So did Mazraoui. Mazraoui's only really just moved to a big team. Like, he's only just moved to the top level.
I mean, not just moved to a big team. He was at Ajax.
Yeah, Ajax in a fucking essentially a farmers league.
It's not essentially. It is a farmers league.
Like, it's just PSV and maybe Feyenoord and maybe Alkmaar.
Vitesse.
Vitesse is just a farmer team.
Vitesse, the same team that knocked Spurs out of the Conference League.
Yeah, they're just a team of youth players though. Like, they don't have any. They're not like a team that's going to challenge for the league.
They constantly loan Chelsea players.
Yeah, exactly. Like, they're just a feeder for Chelsea. That's all they are, as a club. It must be an awful existence when your club's just a feeder. Imagine you're a fan of Girona in Spain, and all you are is just like a club that Man City used to loan out their players.
Yeah, it'd be quite demoralising. But then I reckon, like, say Jim Ratcliffe gets us, that's going to become like Nice.
Maybe, but I think Nice are a big enough club as it is that you may feel. I think there'll be an equivalent exchange between the two clubs. I think Nice's young players will go to you, but your loan players there
makes enough money that you might sacrifice it.
I think Nice. He attempted the investment, like he's tried to buy a lot of players for it. Hasn't really worked. Welcome back, Tom. I think he'll change the strategy because in France as a whole, France is quite young as a league. He will probably have to change the strategy to match that, and Man United will benefit from that.
I mean, yeah,
because Man United has got good young players currently. But a lot of them they don't know what to do with. You can literally move them across.
We have potential.
You can move them across.
Right now, the players we have to be one of the best teams in the world. But there's a couple little slots that have been the same slots for the last 10 years.
Also, just gonna say Croatia have to play Nikola Vlasic as a starting forward. And Nikola Vlasic, former Evertonian, and
the Evertonian youth product just got moved on by West Ham.
Yeah, he is a starter for Croatia. He started this game.
He was very good.
And he was probably their second best player.
He's been very good at. Is it Torino?
It's on ITV, Tom. Unfortunately, I hate using ITV.
I don't know, the commentators are a bit better. The BBC.
Yeah, I mean, they got Ali McCoy and Clive Tisdale. I can never say his fucking name right.
I think it's Clydesdale.
I thought it was Tisdale. Yeah.
I don't know.
But it's got Ali McCoy. Ali McCoy's my favourite commentator.
Get Peter Drury on the mic.
Is anything better than like fucking? I mean, Danny Gabardon. Danny Gabardon. You know.
If we're going to be honest here, anything's better than fucking what's his name?
Dion Dublin.
No, the United fanboy. The legendary one.
Owen Hargreaves.
No. Is it Tyler something?
Martin Tyler.
Yeah. He's past it.
I think he's better than like fucking some of the commentators we had this season.
He just doesn't seem.
Dion Dublin has been shocking. Lee Dixon, holy fucking shit! What minute are you on? 68-15.
I won't take none of that slander.
68-15. They kicked him off.
The what?
They kicked him off FIFA. He's not on there anymore, is he?
Oh, Lee Dixon?
Yeah.
Did they?
Yeah, he's they have Derek Ray and Stuart Robson. Stuart Robson?
Oh, even worse.
I fucking hate Lee Dixon. Yes, I'm ahead of you. Back to normal, Tom. It was just a one-off yesterday. Oh, substitution. So our final prediction, both agree Belgium, Canada. Essentially is what we worked out there.
It could be Croatia over Canada. It depends on how that tie goes.
Group G. Brazil, Serbia, Switzerland, Cameroon.
I mean, it should be Brazil and Serbia.
I think it's Brazil, Switzerland. I think the top two we got now is going to be the one that goes through. Switzerland always seem to get through. Got a can of Coke, lads. Nice one, Tom. Get in.
Yeah, but
we're all Coke fans here.
Do you not see some of the talent that Serbia got?
Yeah, I know, but Serbia were bad against Brazil.
Both Milinkovic, Savic. They got Vlahovic.
Vlahovic didn't start against Brazil.
Who?
Vlahovic did not start against Brazil.
Who did they start?
They started a front three of Milinkovic, Savic on the left wing, Tadic at right wing, and what's his name, Mitrovic in strike as a front three.
I would have played Vlahovic and Mitrovic with Tadic behind them.
Yeah, but then what would you do? Any of Milinkovic, Savic in midfield? I guess that's what I thought you would do.
Yeah, I'd have him as like a box to box.
But then you lack kind of midfield depth.
You could have him and Tadic as attacking midfields and then play two DMs.
Yeah, but then and also the main thing they were missing was Filip Kostic is injured at the moment. He couldn't play, and I'm not sure he's going to play for the next game either. And I think Filip Kostic is possibly the most crucial player in that Serbian team. Well,
I think he's one of.
He's like
their most creative player.
He's the most creative player by far in that squad. And he's out wide where they play a lot of their players going out wide and crossing it. And without him, they really struggled to get out wide, especially because the person he was going up against was who was it in the first half? They had Vinicius, Richarlison. Who was on right? Rafinha. They're playing Rafinha. Yeah, he did. He started. Neymar played in centre mid.
No, he plays attacking mid.
No, they played a 4-3-3.
Yeah, but he'll be attacking mid in that three.
And they had Casemiro, Paqueta,
and quite often. He played for PSG sometimes under Poch.
They actually showed if you look at the clip on, was it BBC yesterday, Tom? They actually show it as a 4-3-3 holding Neymar on the left of a midfield three holding. It was
But
really fucking weird.
I wonder if it's set up like that, but with the intention of like Neymar's just kind of going to do what he wants.
Maybe, but I think that is probably what he did because he moved around a lot, and Paqueta kind of played essentially as a DM, sort of, but Paqueta's not a DM. He's just not.
Paqueta's a 10, pushing a 9.
Yeah, like, and they played him next to Neymar and Casemiro, and Casemiro just did all the work. Like Casemiro was just by himself essentially a lot of the time.
But you've also got to remember, it depends on the opposition.
Yeah.
They were probably thinking with Serbia, they're going to play quite defensive.
I mean, they got that wrong technically. Serbia were trying to really push because they played a 3-4-3, and it shifted into a 3-4-1-2 where they moved Tadic behind Vlahovic and Mitrovic in the second half, I think, but that was at the expense. I think that was at the expense of Milinkovic Savic. I think he came off.
Milinkovic Savic's brother playing goal.
Yeah, he was fucking amazing as well. I thought he was really good in goal.
Is that the one that was at United previously?
Yeah, Gakpo
like
nearly scored
13
again.
years ago.
Gakpo's been really good, Tom. Like, really good.
No,
I'm not sure how much you've seen of it.
I would debatably say Gakpo is their best forward, better than the Depay.
Oh, I've just had that Gakpo one. There you go. Way offside,
Like,
yeah.
I saw things saying that Gakpo wanted to come to us and we kind of backed out because we got Anthony.
Yeah, terrible idea because Gakpo's way
He
better.
can play centrally. I don't know why we didn't get him as a backup, knowing that Ronaldo was either going to leave early or was going to, at most, leave at the end of the season. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Gakpo could have done with one season playing backup, playing rotation, and could have been our starting striker or our starting winger. Because if he's going to play Rashford up top, then
That's true.
Gakpo could have played out left.
That's true. So what I went with Brazil, Switzerland, and you've gone with Brazil, Serbia, you said?
Yeah.
I felt really bad for Cameroon because I feel like they got a difficult group. They got a difficult group there, and I think if they ended up in the Group F, they may have actually had a chance going through, or even in Group E with Japan, Germany, Costa Rica. If they were in there instead of Costa Rica, they might have gone through.
Unfortunately, though, that's the luck of the draw.
And finally, Group H: Portugal, Ghana, Uruguay, South Korea.
See, this is the interesting one.
Mostly because Portugal is shit.
But they did get that win.
They got a win.
Points.
They did get the win, although they shouldn't have had the penalty.
True. Ronaldo is washed, but...
And I think, honestly, they were lucky against Ghana. I'm not sure Portugal will be that lucky against Uruguay.
I think they could do it against South Korea, though.
I don't know. South Korea were really good against Uruguay. I think Uruguay's going to win the group and South Korea's going to come second. I reckon Portugal's going to get knocked out. I reckon that's their only points.
First and Uruguay second.
I reckon Portugal will finish this group on 3 points.
Nah, I could see them at least getting a win or a draw elsewhere.
Because I think South Korea will be...
Look when Leao came on for Portugal. It was incredible.
Because I think Uruguay will beat Portugal and get 3 points there, and Korea will beat Ghana, which puts Korea top on 4. No, Uruguay and Korea on 4 points, Portugal on 3, Ghana 0. And then Korea...
they drew 0-0, didn't they?
Yeah, and I think it could have been either way.
You're assuming that they're both going to beat Portugal.
Yeah. No, I think Korea will draw with Portugal.
Yeah, which means Korea will be on 2 points, not 4.
Yeah, Korea will be on 5 points. Portugal will be on 4, and I think Uruguay will beat Ghana. So Uruguay will get 7. And I think that's how it's going to end up being. Portugal will be knocked out because Korea will manage to nullify them, and Uruguay will beat Ghana.
I'm not convinced.
Because I think genuinely Portugal bad.
But then, alright, look at like Leao, for example. Yeah, Leao was one of, if not their best player.
Easily their best player. Easily their best player.
He didn't even start.
Yeah, which is a problem. I think that's the problem.
But that's what I mean. Based on that performance, there's a good chance he might start the next game.
I don't know. They've been under the same... I think they've been under the same manager for ages, Portugal.
It's
I felt
Fernando
like
Santos still.
they're stuck in their ways.
But then also think of it this way, okay? If you're looking at that group, everyone's looking at Cameroon, Ghana, as the worst team. Okay.
Ghana were actually quite good.
No, but I mean, they're technically the worst team of the four.
Mm.
Do you not think then potentially Leao is going to be a starter and he wasn't playing that game because that's the game where you would rest?
Well, I actually think before that game, Ghana weren't the worst team in the group. I actually thought South Korea were.
No, because Son's here.
But just
Kim
Son.
and Jay's resurgence. Well, not resurgence, but...
Yeah, but have you seen the Ghana squad? Have you seen the Ghana squad? Like, the Ghana squad is really good.
It's got some good players, but it's not a good team.
Yeah, but that's the thing, is that you're looking at the squad. Like, you've got Kudu, you've got Inaki Williams, you've got Salisu, you've got Baba Rahman. You've got Thomas Partey, Andre Ayew, you've got Tarek Lamptey.
All right, but then look at this, okay? Andre Ayew over 30. Thomas Partey's 30, 31 now, okay?
If Portugal get knocked out and Ronaldo should retire instead of going to the Saudi League, definitely. Ronaldo should just retire now.
He's never played for Ghana before. This is his first
Well, same with Lamptey and Inaki. I think Inaki literally just started playing for them.
Yeah, he only converted earlier this year.
Yeah, Tarek Lamptey converted in April.
I know. I think Lamptey has played a little bit.
No, I think Inaki's played like one game before this point, but he converted this year. I think that's with a couple of their players, but they have a lot of good players on the pitch. And I think looking at that squad, you go with that. But
they're not going to have any team unity.
Be a big game change. I need to close. No problem. No problem, mate. Oh no, that was a bad mistake from Ecuador. Okay, it's fine. Sort of. I don't know. I just feel like Portugal are so set in their ways. They've always been like this as well. They still call up Pepe to the fucking squad.
Look, I don't think Portugal are going to go far by any means, but I think they're at least scouting.
Like, rather than call up an exciting centre back to play, they played Danilo Pereira.
I don't know why they don't call up Inacio.
And they called Danilo Pereira and put him at centre back.
Yeah, but that's because that's where he has been playing for a while.
And he's shit. He's rubbish. Like, Portugal should be this bad.
Decent.
Portugal should not be as bad as they've played.
Do you know the issue? They're a bit like England, where they've got a few positions where they've got quite a good few options, and in some positions where they have nothing.
Like the main one here I thought was bizarre was the fact that they called up João Mario.
João Mario, he's been good this season.
João Mario, and then he came off the bench. They have Nunez on the bench.
Different position.
And William Carvalho's in the squad.
He's decent. He's at Betis.
Old, just such an old squad. Like, there's so many old players here, and it's just.
You also
at least they got Paulinho in there. They got Paulinho in there at least.
But you got to look at it, and they're probably thinking this is the last World Cup for some of these players at their ability before they go off.
I think it's just
after this World Cup is when they bred in the youngsters.
I mean, you could say the same about Argentina, and I feel like Argentina showed that it was just a bad idea.
This is Argentina's best team in 10 years.
And Portugal I feel like they've gone one tournament too late with the same players. I feel like the Euros should have been the last one. They go with these players and they fully rebuilt.
Who's your starting 11 for Portugal?
I mean, that's the thing, right? I don't actually know because they're all rubbish. They're rubbish. They're probably for Portugal.
Yeah.
Who's this Dutch goal, by the way? What?
Dutch have scored of there?
I don't know yet. It hasn't come on my screen yet, Tom, if they have scored. I might be really far behind you. Or do you mean the one earlier? No one scored. I'm on about the one earlier. David Klaassen assisted.
David Klaassen, Brandon's favourite Dutch player of all time.
Cody Gakpo's off, and as well as Koop Miner as well. Crap. Who do you want to assist it? David Klaassen's world class. He's world class.
This game is incredible, honestly.
Oh, okay. Went wrong way. I put a bet on for De Jong to getting assist. Yikes.
That is a poor bet. As
Yeah.
a betting man, I can tell you that's a poor.
I would not have advised you to do that.
Yeah, you would have been better on putting for Gakpo to score.
Did you put one on
the odds in that probably aren't great, but
I think you would have had a better chance maybe of putting on like an assist for fuck, who was the other striker playing up front?
Is it Berghaus?
Bergwijn. I think you could have put a bet on for Bergwijn. I feel like that would have been more of a likely thing to do, but
you should have put a bet on fucking Janssen to score.
Janssen's not even playing. Well, I think he came off the bench.
Played last game.
Did he come off the bench? He played last game, but that was surprising, to be fair. No one expected that.
The Spurs legend.
Fucking Vincent Janssen. Jesus Christ.
Didn't even get given a kit number.
Did he even score? Did he even score?
I think he got one goal in like the Carabao Cup or something.
I didn't choose the bet. It was automatically on their app I use. It's not an actual bet. Okay.
Well, like a free bet.
Right, I see. Yeah, must be like that, yeah.
Doesn't sound very free. It feels like you've got mental damage from that.
Okay. All right. Okay, Vincent Janssen had 2 goals. Interesting.
He's an incredible striker.
The app's called Omada. I've never heard of that before.
Who?
Omada. Omada.
Who does he play for?
No, that's the app for betting that Tom was using.
What the fuck is that?
I've
Get
never.
yourself on Bet365. Get a bet builder.
Don't do that. This stream is not sponsored by Bet365.
If you are going to bet, do Bet365.
Okay.
Don't bet. Betting is bad.
Betting is bad.
Unless you're called Tyler.
Unless you're Tyler, in which case you waste all your money on betting.
Oh, I've had some big wins in my days.
You've also made big losses?
No, definitely.
I have yet to bet.
Well, I mean, yeah,
anything.
but no. I don't ever bet big.
I'll send you screenshots? Okay, no problem. I'd like to see it. I've never seen it before.
Is Tom in the Discord?
Yes.
I assumed so. He's going to see your stream every time.
I think he's subbed to me on YouTube.
He subbed to you, is he?
Yeah, so he sees me go live, I imagine. I imagine it tells him on YouTube as well. when Megabus goes live.
I do think that Ecuador should win this game, though. Hopefully.
Screenshot sent. Let's have a look. Okay. What the fuck? It looks like it looks like Ocado. The color scheme reminds me of Ocado. 3-1 Senegal.
Okay.
So you picked a win for. So you got a win for Senegal.
I'm looking a bit more into
win,
transfer news.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing that, you know, the clothing brand Zara?
Yeah.
The woman's brand? The owner of that is looking into buying United.
Oof. England beat USA.
Now, the pros and cons of it is...
Will England get at least 2 goals?
She's one of the 20th richest people in the world.
Yeah.
She's also 86.
Will both Saka and Sterling score? No, I agree with that one. Okay, I understand now. So it gives you like an option. It gives you an option yes or no, and then you pick your option. I get it now.
Will Saka and Sterling score?
Yes or no?
That would be a good bet if you knew that they were going to start.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I don't think they're both going to start.
I'm not sure he'll start both of them. I wouldn't mind if he started them, to be honest, because Sterling is just
the
good all round.
Is they'll do bets like that because of the last game.
Yeah, where we just demolished.
Saka was incredible.
Where we just demolished.
I
What
would
the
like to
dog
say,
doing?
as a United fan, we do need to appreciate that finish from Rashford.
It's free and uses virtual coins. Oh, okay. I've never heard of it. Is it new?
It sounds like an NFT scam.
NFT scam. All right. All right. NFT bro is gonna be in the chat like, bro, what you said about my shit?
Not my bored ape.
Not my bored ape. It's new. Okay, it's new. All right.
Now worth £1.
Bored ape. Bored ape, bro.
I'm surprised you didn't get into NFT, Brand.
Okay, so Valencia I think is down.
This is going to tell me you did.
Oh, is Valencia down? Oh no.
Okay, every team just wants to hurt him, don't they?
Right, so NFTs I think are in concept very I like the concept. However, 99% of them NFTs are clearly shit.
It's not even that. It's the way they approached social media and popularity.
Yeah, I mean,
they tried to make everyone seem like, oh, you're a broke little cunt, like, if you don't have an NFT.
Yeah, I'm waiting for fucking Nerd City to upload its fucking NFT video. I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for it, but that... I can't remember what his project's called.
Get the Logan Paul one.
Oh, fuck me. Every single one I can think of has been a scam. Every single one.
Thankfully, no matter how broke I've been or whatnot,
What's it called?
Never considered
the Dead Avatar project. That's Nerd City's Dead Avatar. That's the one I'm interested to see what his video is going to be like on it, because he's doing a video kind of in the creation and like how NFTs work in that, like a big project. If you've watched Nerd City, you know what you're expecting. Stretcher needed? Fucking hell. Right, so Lancey's missing the rest of the tournament now, most likely.
Not necessarily. It might just be a precaution.
I don't know. I feel like if you got a stretcher, you're out for a decent amount.
I wonder if it's the same issue that hadn't come off last game.
Maybe. Yeah, because they must have played... I imagine they wanted to play him regardless of his condition.
I think last game he got injured a bit and he carried on playing. And then after that 20 minutes, I think he asked to come off, but they kind of brought him off to be careful.
Yeah, because they really need to play him, right? They want him.
Well, yeah, he is by far the best player, evidently, considering he has scored all their goals.
Mm.
He scored both their goals against Qatar as well, let's not forget.
But yeah, I think NFTs are a concept that is good. I think I can see why they were invented. I can see what the purpose of them is with the blockchain and shit like that. But I think not only has it been maliciously used, I feel like now that it's been maliciously used so often, I feel like it can't come back from it for a long time without a complete rebrand. Think of it like No Man's Sky, but a technology. Line up for England out. That was early.
Oh yeah, I think the Iran game, we released it like a day before.
That's really weird. Who have we got playing?
Unchanged. It's the same team.
Fucking hell.
Which means that Saka Sterling bet, get it on.
Might be a chance then. Might be a chance. I'm concerned about that. I really thought we were going to play a back three.
I wonder if it's because he knows Wales are going to try so hard, yeah?
Mm.
I wonder if he's trying to guarantee the win.
Maybe.
If we get the win, we're through, then he can rest more or less the whole team, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I think he did that. I remember World Cup 2018 when we had Belgium in the last game.
Mm.
If I remember correctly, us and Belgium, I think we more or less played like the whole backup 11 in this last game.
In the third place playoff we did. The third place playoff we did.
No, I'm on about the last group game as well, because both of us were through. We both won our other game.
I don't think we did. I think we did actually play a full team, but we just didn't do much.
I remember us getting run rings around by the Yanas, I think.
Yeah, with very good goal. Very good goal.
Yanas, I wasted talent.
Almost joined Everton apparently in the summer.
Well, recently.
No, we did play a pretty backup 11. I mean, Rashford played in that game.
Yeah, but Rashford was a backup. At the World Cup.
Trent, a right wing back. Loftus-Cheek was in centre mid, which I don't think he was backup. I think he was a starter in that World Cup.
No, our starting
John
midfield
Stones was playing.
was-
Pickford was playing.
If I remember correctly, our starting midfield was a 5-back, and it was it was Henderson in defensive mid, and it was Ali and Lingard.
He did a really weird decision with the third place as well. Third place,
So
he also
Loftus-Cheek
played.
quarterback.
He also played a weird like hybrid backup team against Belgium in the second game. Phil Jones played again in that game.
Dude, you got to remember.
Danny
this is-
Rose centre mid.
I know you're thinking Phil Jones, what a weird choice, okay, but this is just after the season that we came second.
Yeah. I mean, it's just that
And
it's
Phil Jones was our mainstay centre.
it's just bizarre to think that we had that back three of Maguire, Stones, Walker, and the first choice he had to take someone out was to take Walker out, and to take Walker out for Phil Jones. Really bizarre decision. Phil Jones would have made a lot more sense as the Maguire replacement.
If it
I
makes
think.
you feel any better, Phil Jones is still at Man United.
I can't believe he's still at Man United. I can't believe it. Man United
'Cause he's
legend.
Future Ballon d'Or winner.
Legend of the game, Phil Jones.
He is a legend. Not defending, but some.
I think we've been a bit unfortunate that we haven't. That Southgate clearly doesn't like Chris Smalling, because I think that Chris Smalling should have been in with a look in as like a sixth choice. Because he's such a good. I think he can play the Maguire role. I think of all players that have come through England, the best player like in terms of like ability and like what they're good at. There's no one who could do the Maguire role better than Chris Smalling.
Hi, I'm Chris Smalling. Wait, are you referring to Chris Smalling or Mike Smalling?
Chris Smalling. Did Tyler acknowledge the eagle in the USA Wales match? Did you see the guy dressed as an eagle?
I did not know.
There was a guy dressed as an eagle, as well as a woman dressed as Wonder Woman stood next to them.
Some people are just weird.
Americans, man, they've been amazing. Like, some of the dress up is hilarious. I really want it to be bigger there, because the more Americans that like it, the more Americans that dress up in weird costumes. 95th minute. Ecuador corner. Imagine they score this. Imagine they score this. The scenes. I really don't want us to play Netherlands. Oh, out for throw in, 95th minute.
Oh, did you see the things about Infantino saying he'd be open to North Korea hosting the World Cup?
He's open to North Korea hosting the World Cup.
He was given some big speech when questioned about like the Qatar thing, and he basically said that the West should not be judging anyone's morals. We've got like thousands of years of apologies and what not to do.
So?
And then he was saying that the part of the reason for giving the World Cups is to try and bring everyone together, and he'd be open to North Korea hosting to try and bring peace between North Korea and the US and whatnot. It's clearly a legit motivation, because I was watching the documentary the other day about FIFA and especially about Sepp Blatter, and they had him on there answering questions and whatnot. And he said that was one of the main motivations for giving the World Cup to Russia for 2018 was to mend relations with the world.
Yeah, that fucking worked, didn't it?
I mean, it did, and then they just went, "Nah, I'm good."
I don't know. I don't know about that. I mean, a North Korean World Cup would be a fucking terrible idea.
I've just seen a tweet from Barstool Football, and it's a photo of Danny Ward, and it's potentially the worst to ever stand in between the sticks.
Full time 1-1, boys. Full time.
Ecuador's the greatest club. Is that what I'm hearing?
No, not quite. Not quite.
Now, hear me out. I could be wrong, but that is what I'm hearing.
I don't know about that, Chief. I don't know about that.
But you've also got to factor in now, okay? Yeah. Again, all Ecuador have to do now is play for the draw. So even if they lose Enner Valencia, it doesn't necessarily matter too much.
Yeah, but Senegal also wants
Defense
to win.
just needs to be their priority. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they get a draw, they're guaranteed through. If they, I mean, Qatar's not going to beat Netherlands, are they?
Surely not. Surely not. I mean, Qatar is Qatar out now? For me, Qatar's out now, isn't it? Yeah, Qatar's out.
No.
No, because Netherlands and Ecuador got 4 points.
Senegal's on 3.
Yeah, but Qatar's out though.
So
Senegal's the third.
If they beat Netherlands and Qatar, if Qatar beat Netherlands and Senegal lose by a bit to Ecuador for goal difference, then Qatar could be through.
No, because Qatar has to come second, and both Netherlands and Ecuador both have 4 points.
Yeah.
So Qatar is officially out. Qatar's officially knocked out of the World Cup.
Senegal have already packed their bags and they're thinking about it.
I mean, it'll be the scenes in some ways to see how it could change in England USA now.
I just hope Ecuador go through.
I don't. I don't. I mean, I don't mind who goes through, to be fair, between Ecuador and Senegal.
It's nice sometimes just to see different nations.
Yeah.
And it's not like they don't deserve it. Like they've beat Qatar, who everyone thought could do amazing because they're used to their heat and whatnot.
Yeah.
And then they've got a 1-1 draw with Netherlands, some people's favourites, do you know?
True.
Everyone wrote them off at the start as, it's going to be Netherlands, Senegal, written on, no chance of anything else. And then the Netherlands, with great players, could only get a 1-1 draw. Like, they deserve it.
Yeah. Imagine hosting a tournament, just get knocked out of 2 matches. When's the last time a host got knocked out in the group stage?
South Africa?
No, I think they got through, didn't they?
No, I don't think they did.
I'm sure they came second in that group.
I know Qatar set a record for the first ever host nation to lose their first match.
Yeah, because I think Qatar are the worst. Russia got through, yeah. Russia did really good, actually.
Russia got to the quarters, I think.
Oh, no, South Africa came third. On goal difference. It was they had the same points as Mexico, but they lost on goal difference. Uruguay came top, Mexico second, South Africa third, France fourth. Because South Africa beat France 2-1. When they, I think,
Who was the opening game against? Wasn't it
South Africa, Mexico, yeah, 1-1 draw. Then they lost 3-0 to Uruguay, which would have, I think, knocked them out. I think that knocked them out fully already at that point, because Mexico were on 4 points. Same as this tournament.
It's Mexico and Mexico won. They would have both been on 4 points.
No, because Mexico drew and then won, so they had 4 points, and Uruguay drew and won, so they were on 4 points. So South Africa had one.
But they would have been on 1. They would have been on 1 point, so they still would have been able to get 4.
But they had a -3 goal difference. It would have been really hard to take that back.
On goal difference.
Lamau has a 10 coin pack on FIFA.
Yeah, they've been doing that every few hours. It's only it's like 1 World Cup pick, and it's like 3 rare gold players.
That's weird.
But the World Cup picks are a bit fucking useless because they're basically just gold cards, obviously the World Cup players, but they disappear when the World Cup ends.
Right.
So it's a bit useless.
Interesting choices.
Yeah, the World Cup promo they've done has been fucking dreadful. It's so disappointing.
So for now, I think we're going to take a short break for the moment until the next match. Tyler, do you want to stay with me for the second match? England, do you want to stay on the stream for the England USA game?
Yeah, I'll come up on the stream.
Yeah. So Tom, if anyone else is watching, we're going to be finishing the stream for about half an hour. and then we'll be back online for the England-USA game. So I shall see you all then. See you in a bit.